Go. So tell me why you're running for mayor again.
Well, number one, I love Bolivar. It's my hometown. It's been that 70 years, almost 70 years. I've been a resident of Bolivar. I love my little town, and I continue to, I want to continue to serve. And I'm looking forward to serving another 4 years.
So you had initially said that you weren't going to run for mayor again. What changed your mind?
Well, we've got some exciting things that I hope are going to happen here in the future. And health-wise, I guess I'm making a realization that there's not that much difference between 65 and 68. So that's, my age is not affecting me like I once thought it was. I'm still in great health, and I don't want to quit.
Where do you see Bolivar in another year or two?
I believe if things come to pass, some of the good things are going to happen. I see us increasing. We finally have, it looks like that we're fixing to get a small factory. We're going to increase jobs. We've got 2 other things that's going to provide jobs for our people. And if we get what I hope is going to happen, a factory that's going to produce several hundred jobs that pay above what the area jobs are paying right now. I think this is, we've got the most positive hopes of that we've had in my whole 14 years as being involved in city business. I can't reveal, it's right now it's still real premature, but in the last few days we've got some real promising prospects that we've never had before.
So your competitor, one of her biggest complaints or one of her biggest issues with the current administration is she says that there really isn't anything in Bolivar for the youth to stay here other than the prisons and the criminal justice system. How do you respond to that?
Well, she's exactly right in a lot of respects, but my response to that is what we've done, and I say we, I hate to say I have done, but we have, we've made some very significant moves during my administration that relates to education of our youth, of even our young people. You know, education is the most important factor that we can have, and the thing that we suffer from most is the fact that we don't have a workforce that has an educational level that a lot of these factories won't. They come in and look at our educational workforce, the level of the workforce, and say that you cannot support, provide workers that are capable of working for our company. I think we're working and toward meeting those goals with the READY program in our high schools, with the fact that we've got the University of Memphis campus located here now. So we've made some great strides. It's going to be slow, but I think we're trying to get across with the present administration at the school. They're trying to get across the message, and the READY program helps to do that how important education is to those individuals and how important it is to our little local community.
So, do you have any plans for any future changes for the schools other than the READY program, or any plans for adding things?
On the schools, nothing other than the fact that we've reaffirmed the fact that we're in partners with the school. We're going to do whatever we can to make things as safe as we can make it and support our schools. And we're trying to do that with the assets of the city. And we not only in the city of Bolivar, but we support the county in that goal also.
Brenda had said that one of the things that she wanted to do is she wanted to sit down with the schools and and institute things like building trades and drafting and that sort of thing in the schools again, to help prepare the kids who don't go to college and trade school and that sort of thing past high school. Do you think that's going to help, or do you think that's going to increase additional expenses for the county?
I'm on the board at the VOTEC school at Whiteville, and I've addressed those issues. In fact, our VOTEC vocational education system, and I will agree with Ms. Woods on that. I think we need more. In fact, we have across the state of Tennessee, VOTEC education has changed severely, in my opinion. We're not concerned with the building trades anymore, and VOTEC school they've actually partnered with, for example, with ThyssenKrupp, and they're training workers over there, particularly for that industry. But yes, we need vocational education. It needs to be identified early on in the school years that we do have children that their continuing education should be along vocational trades rather than higher education and other pursuits. So I agree with that. I think that's one thing that we could do to help our people.
So what did the board say? You said you were sitting on the board. What did the board say when you brought it to them?
What they do, they meet the needs. Basically, they try to meet the community needs. They have, like over in Haywood County, which they support Fayette, Haywood, and Hardin. There's more of a need over there for machining, metalworking and stuff. So they've moved those schools over in that area. What they try to do in our area is support what our community needs. We do have nursing. We have several other things that they do over there. But as you well know, building, and during the last recession, pretty well since 2006, we've had very little building to take place in this area. So the building trades is dried up, so to speak. But it's based upon what the economy requires and what the community needs is how that's done. But I still think, for getting back to the high school levels, I think that we need to have a continuing VOTEC program that gives these young people the opportunity to go into the building trades if they want to. Most of the state of Tennessee is shied away from the building trades. I know that because of the fact that I buy and trade in woodworking equipment, and it's dried up across the state. And due to the fact that they started selling the saws and the stuff that they used in this in VOTEC trades, and they've done it across the state, very few people are maintaining a building trades type thing. But other things, they do have some VOTEC stuff. But it's up to our community to say we need to do this or whatever. I don't know what the State Board of Education, how they made this determination that we do not need building trades as much as we once did. They may have it in some schools, but we don't have it here.
What do you believe that if reelected, do you believe you would keep the same administrators for the same departments? Do you believe the city is running effectively with each department?
I think that we're doing outstanding. I really believe that I've got the best crew that I don't know how. I'm fortunate most of these people were here. I've only made three significant hires since I've been here, and that's Chief Price in the fire department as the chief of the fire department. Of course, Ms. Dillinger is my city administrator, and the lady that we have over, we've just started our bookkeeping and billing in our utilities, and the lady that we've hired over there is doing great. She's weathered the storm. We've had some problems or whatever, but she's straightened it out. She knows what she's doing, and so we're well pleased with how that's come online. So all the rest of the departments are, in fact, probably the most significant thing I did was combining the utilities, water, sewer with our gas department, making the utility department. That has been, has achieved significant savings to the city, and it's put the management, we've consolidated management in that area, which always cuts costs when you do that, and it's working great. We've got an old city, we've got an old system, and we're continually upgrading. We're dealing with problems that we've got, but we're dealing with those very economically. We don't have to have a duplicity of equipment. We don't have to have a set of backhoes and double the amount of equipment. We've consolidated what we've got. We've gotten rid of surplus equipment, so we're dealing with it much more efficiently, and which is good for our taxpayers, the people that use these systems.
What about what about the police department? One of the allegations Brenda was mentioning is that with the decrease in jobs in the city, she hasn't really seen the presence of gangs or the rise in crime until the decrease in jobs in the city. But the police department has stats that show that crime has gone down, have they not?
Police department, yes, the crime rate has gone down. And she, you know, we have facts and figures to prove that. But in fact, we're doing stricter enforcement. We're trying to do more community involvement things, so these people, when they come into a community, they don't realize they hopefully the community realizes they're there to protect them rather than harass them, and I think that's been achieved. I think that we're responding to complaints, whatever that the public has. We're more involved. Police department is more involved in neighborhoods, and the nature of being a policeman makes people mad when they have to be corrected or arrested or ticketed or whatever. But anyhow, we're doing a great job. I'm tickled with the job that we're doing. I'm tickled with my police force, and I think our officers, we've got a good slate of officers. I don't know of any serious problems that we've got right now due to policing.
Do you believe that there's one department in the city that you would classify as the weakest department?
As the weakest?
Yeah.
I don't have a classification in my mind concerning that. I think that I can't think of one that, you know, I can say we do have some that are underutilized. I'm a little disappointed that our senior citizens center is not utilized more than it is. We have tried to, in the last 2 or 3 months, we've tried to put some additional resources back there to sort of make things more exciting for our seniors, trying to get more people involved, more seniors involved, and let them know what we've got going on back there. Trying to make it exciting for the seniors and better serve our seniors. But, you know, I'm not saying it's weak, I'm saying it's underutilized.
So, are there any ways that that you believe that the city gives back to the citizens? One of the things that Brenda said that she was going to do in the first 6 months of her term was that she was going to give her salary to the needy, or to give her salary to the charity, because she didn't believe the city gave back to the citizens enough.
Well, she was on the city council, and all the public officials, it's my opinion that 90% of the council plus the mayor's office, it is strictly a public service. The pay that we get is not adequate to if we really do our job, we are serving our public. We're not making money from it, so it is a public service role, and everybody who serves in those roles, including our committee members, people that serve on boards or whatever, it's not about money, it's about public service. And I think that the city's getting, our citizens are getting a good deal